All right. So welcome to the remarketing, retargeting, however you want to say it. There's a bunch of different ways you can call it, playbook. In this video, we are going to set up a remarketing campaign in Google Ads. Now, this is an extremely powerful campaign. I cannot underscore that enough. If you are running Google Ads, search campaigns, any campaigns really in Google Ads, no matter what it is, you 100% should be running a remarketing campaign side by side with it. Even if it's $10 a day, it does not matter because you are going to capture missed conversions that happen on the search campaign by just staying in front of the people who've clicked on your search campaign constantly. All right. So this is a very, very easy campaign to set up as well. It's not going to be a quick video. Or I'm sorry, this is going to be a quick video because it's just, they've made it so easy recently, Google. And again, this is October 2024 right now. And I can imagine it's only going to get more easy the longer we go with this, right? So let's just get started. Okay. We're in our Google Ads campaign, our dashboard right now. So the first thing we're going to do is come over to tools. We have to set up an audience segment first. Okay. So let's assume you have your search campaign running and you're ready to set up a remarketing campaign. So one of the things you need to understand is you need to have at least 100 visitors from your search campaigns before your retargeting campaign will start serving. All right. So that's an important metric to keep in mind. Now, how do we create our audience segment? First thing we're going to do is come over to tools. And we're going to go up to shared library, audience manager. Okay, you'll see we have a bunch of stuff in here. You might have a bunch of random stuff in here, depending on how new your account is or how old or any of that stuff. Don't worry about any of that stuff. We're going to create a brand new audience segment for our campaign. So we're going to click the blue plus, website visitors. We're going to name the audience segment. So for this one, we're going to do a ClicksGeek retargeting campaign, which is my agency. So I'll just do it as website visitors. ClicksGeek non-converted. Now, what's that mean? So that simply means I'm going to exclude anyone who has turned into a lead from my search campaign. All right. I'm only going to show my remarketing ads to people who did not become a lead. Very important distinction there, guys. You don't want to harass the people who've already turned into a lead for you. You can if you want to. It's really up to you. But, this is the way I do it, and we've had great success with this. So name your segment. Come down here, visitors of web pages. Web page visit. Now it's default 30 days. You want to move that to 365. All right, so we're going to capture the whole entire last year. The more data we give Google, the better they're going to do at finding us more leads from our campaigns. Now you have two different actions here, so it could be web page visit or conversion from the past 30 days, from start, G tag. So you're not going to do anything with that. You can add an and action, which is another web page visit or conversion from start, G tag. So we're going to stay away from all this. We're going to let Google just go from our campaign. All right, so this was going to hit all of your visitors from your campaign that you're going to attach this audience segment to. Now, exclude people who've taken the following actions. You're going to want to do this. All right, you're going to hit add action. You're going to choose conversion. And in our agency, I believe my man Fessel here sets it up as 100 to 150 days. So you're going to exclude anyone who has converted from this campaign in the last 150 days. So we're only going to be showing our ads to people who have not converted from our search campaign. And again, you can add an action, an or action if you want, which there's no reason to do that. So you don't have to worry about that. All right. Pre-fill segments with people from the past 30 days. Just leave that as it is. You can add a segment description. You don't have to worry about that. So we're going to go ahead and create segment. So this is step one in setting up your remarketing campaign, is creating your audience segment. Now let's go down here and we'll have our audience segment right here, and it's populating. You'll see this. This could take anywhere from 5 minutes to, a couple hours. I've seen it go. It really depends, but you don't need to worry about that. Google's just combing through all of the data and finding your audience and compiling it into this segment. So it will do its thing. We don't have to wait to create our remarketing campaign. We can go set that up right now, which we're going to do. All right, so let that start populating, and then we're going to go create our remarketing campaign right now. So let's hop over back into campaigns. Okay, now let's get to the fun stuff. We're going to build our campaign. So we're going to come back over to campaigns. We're going to hit the plus here, new campaign. New campaign. We're not going to choose an objective. I don't want Google's guidance or recommendations to harass me every day. So we can set that up later if it's something you want to set up, but mostly 99.9% of the time, we do not choose a goal or Google's guidance. We're going to come down here to select campaign type. So something you should note before you start building your campaign, you should have either a Google Sheet doc or even just an email with a bunch of your images or videos you want to use in your Performance Max retargeting campaign ready to go, so you can easily just pull them up and add them to the campaign. Text you want to use, if you want to use text, all that stuff, just have it ready to go. It just makes it faster to get the campaign done and build it. Have the landing page or website you're going to connect this to already open and ready to go. Okay? So we're going to come down here, campaign type. We're going to choose Performance Max. These are recommended conversion goals based on what we have live in the account right now. You don't have to worry about this right now because I already have a conversion action set up, and I will go through that with you guys later in the video. So don't worry about that for now. So we are not going to add products. So we're going to uncheck that box. Where should people go? This is where you'll put your landing page or your website for what you want to, all the retargeting traffic to go to. Continue. Name the campaign. And again, just name it retargeting or whatever you want. I always like to just make it hyper specific as possible. And then we're going to hit continue. Start new, right? Because I have a bunch of drafts in here. You guys most likely will not see this. So I'm just doing start new. Come on, come on, come on. All right. Now, let's go through finishing setting up this campaign. So this is the fun stuff here. So you have your bidding next. So you have two options. You have conversions or conversion value. If you assign a value to your conversion that you set up for this campaign, it's gonna try and bid based on that. We do conversions and we don't really mess around with it. We don't even do target cost per action. This is what works the best for us, for our clients, and we don't stray from that. Next is customer acquisition, bid for new customers only. You do not want to choose that. All right. Because remember, we created our audience segment. We only want our retargeting ads to show for that audience segment. And that audience segment is for the search campaign that we're trying to retarget all the traffic from. All right. You don't want to go bid for new customers or it's going to give you a bunch of random things. So we only want to show our retargeting ads to the people who've come through our search campaign via the audience segment we created. So we'll hit next after we choose conversions. Next, so there's a couple of different ways you can do this, right? The correct way to do it would be to choose all of the locations that you are targeting in your search campaign that you're setting this retargeting campaign up for. So you would enter them one at a time, or if you want to be lazy, you can just do United States if you're in the United States or whatever your country is, and just it'll encompass that whole area. I would recommend that you take the exact locations that you are going after in the search campaign that you're looking to build this retargeting campaign for and list them all in there. But for this example, I'm just going to put United States because I'm not going to go through 50 different things here. I want to keep this simple for you guys and not overwhelm you. But just know you should choose enter another location and enter all the same locations that you are targeting in the main search campaign. Next, languages, choose your language. Automatically created assets. So you can do text assets. Finally, it'll pull based on your final URL traffic. This is fine if you want to leave this. I don't think we mess with it too much. So we kind of leave these checked, and that's fine. More settings. You don't really have to do too much here, okay? So I would just kind of, you know what? The one thing I would mess with, and again, this is another thing, kind of like location, so it really depends how granular you want to get. You could have an ad schedule set up, and if you're gonna set up an ad schedule, you would set it up as the same days that your search campaign is running. So your retargeting ads are running at the exact same time, in the same days, and the same hours as your search campaign. Or you don't have to have an ad schedule, and your retargeting ads will run 24/7 with whatever the budget daily that you set is. So you really could do it either way. I believe in our agency, and guys, bear with me guys, because I haven't been building campaigns in our agency in forever. I believe they're setting it up on the same ad schedule as the search campaign. So they're all running next to each other. However, you could do either one. And then we're going to hit next. Asset group name. Asset group 1 is fine. Final URL. This is going to be your landing page or your website where you're going to send all the traffic. Now we have Google's AI, which is Gemini, is now assisting with building your ad assets. So this is something you could do or you don't have to do. It's really up to you. We don't use it. So we usually hit skip here, but if you don't have a lot of content or images, it might be something just to play around with. So how it works is it asks you right here, what products or services are you advertising in this campaign? And you're just going to add all of your high level topics, right? They're topics. Obviously I don't want internet marketing stuff. I want pay per click. So be as specific as possible if you're going to use this. What is your product or service is unique? So hang with me, guys. Okay. So that's how I would do it if I was going to do it. Select pages to enhance and suggest images from. I would choose my main website. I'm not really going to go down a rabbit hole of all the other stuff here. And then I'll just show you guys what it looks like, generate assets. So Google's AI is now combing through the clicksgeek.com domain and pulling content, text, images, and all that stuff. So let's let it do its thing here. And if you are, regardless if you're going to use Gemini or not, you want to make sure that all 15 headlines are filled out. This should be a mixture of benefits, call to actions, even some keywords worked in. And you want to make sure that you have your descriptions. Long headlines, 5, use all 5. More descriptions down here, use all 5. You want to give them as much as possible, as many assets as possible, because Google's AI is going to go and mix and match hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of variations of your ad, moving the text around, moving the images around, mixing and matching and pairing it to see which one drives the highest click-through rate. So you want to give them as much as possible to work with. This is really important, guys. Okay? So once you have all of that filled out, let's just say this looks great and I'm going to go with it. Only for the sake of this video, guys, I don't want to keep you here for an hour. You really want to be meticulous. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video, you want to have your website ready to go, your text ready to go. So before I even started this campaign, I would have 15 headlines ready to go, and I would have 10 different descriptions, both the long and the short ones. And I would have all my image assets ready to go as well. I'd have my logo, I'd have my images, and all that stuff. So here's something right out of the gate: calls, right? Add a phone number. So what you're going to do here is you're going to add your call extension number that you're using in the search campaign. We're going to tie it directly to this campaign as well. All right, then we're going to come down. So we got all of our stuff here. Let's just assume it's all great. We have images, right? We got our logo, business name. You can add videos. So here's something: site links. You're going to want to use whatever you're using in your search campaign. Calls to action, automated, that's fine. If you are using these ad assets in your search campaign, I would copy them and use them in this ad as well. If you have promotion, use it. Prices, structured snippets, lead forms, use everything. Call outs, use it. Use as much as possible. It's as simple, guys, as grabbing it from the already existing search campaign that this is retargeting. So it's very, very simple. And I'm not going to go through how to add them because you just click the plus and it just walks you through how to add them. It's very, very simple. This stuff you don't have to worry about. So you don't have to do anything there. Then you just hit save. Next, come down to signals. So this is basically keyword driven. So think of it like adding broad match keywords. We really don't want to do this. You want to stay away from search themes. It's in beta right now, so you might not even see this. It really depends on how new your account is. But just as a word of caution, I would say just stay away from it. Audience signal. Now, this is where we're going to connect our audience segment. So you're going to click add data, browse, website visitors, and we got to find the one that I created. There it is. We're going to add the audience segment to the campaign. So this is going to tell Google we only want our retargeting ads serving to this audience segment. Really, really important, guys, that you do this correctly. And now keep in mind, as I said before, if your audience segment does not have at least 100 visitors in it, your ads are not going to serve until it does. So you can still turn on the remarketing campaign. That's fine. It's just not going to serve your ads until you hit that threshold of 100 people in the list for the audience segment. Now, additional signals. I don't mess around with any of this stuff, guys, and I wouldn't recommend you do either, but you could add interests or demographics. I essentially don't want to do this because I don't want Google I just want them to show my ads to my list. That's all I want to do. Okay? I don't want them going off on a fucking tangent and showing my ads to a ton of a wide broad match audience, and it's just going to be horrible, not converting. These are not people who visited my initial search campaign. So I want to keep this very tight to only showing my retargeting ads to my search campaign and only showing the ads to people who did not convert. So if you set this up exactly how I'm doing it in this video, you will be extremely successful with retargeting. I'm telling you, this crushes it. So then audience name, you can add that if you want. You don't really have to. I don't. And then we're going to hit save. We're going to hit next. Okay. After we hit next, it'll come here and have us choose our budget. It's going to recommend a bunch to you. Just set a custom budget and make whatever you're comfortable with. You can do these as low as you want, really. I usually run them like, depending on the client, anywhere from $5 to $100. It really depends. So set your budget right there. Let's just set it $10 for this campaign. It's going to tell you, obviously, it wants you to spend more money. That's fine. Hit next. And here is going to give you a confirmation, normally assuming you have 2FA set up. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm this. So hold on, before I even do this, you guys 100% should have 2FA set up on your Google Ads account. It's going to help you prevent you from being hacked. All right. So let me go ahead and confirm this. All right, there we go. So here's where you're going to be able to go through, and it'll be a summary of all your stuff. And obviously I'm going to have an error here because I did not do my ads like you guys probably did them. And I'll have to go back and fix them. But the point is, you're going to see a page like this. Your campaign is ready to publish. You're just going to walk through and just make sure everything is set the way you want it to be set. Everything looks good. And then you're going to hit publish, and that is going to set your campaign live. So it's still checking for errors right now, and I can see over here, Asset Group has a warning in it, which is probably because I didn't fill out everything that I was supposed to fill out, because I was kind of breezing through this to show you guys how to get it live. But that's what's going to be. And you'll have a blue publish button here. You'll be able to press that and get your campaign going. All right. So I'm going to pause this for now because I don't know how long it's going to be spinning here. And I'll come back when this is done. So the last piece of this is your conversion tracking. And essentially all it really is the same conversion tracking you have set up in your search campaign that you're building this retargeting campaign for. You're just going to make sure those conversion goals are chosen in your retargeting campaign. So you'll come into campaigns, into settings, conversion goals, and account default is usually fine if you're just running one campaign, or if you're running one campaign, you're just setting up a retargeting campaign, or you can specifically choose, right, your phone call leads, your submit lead forms. So you just want to choose the conversion actions, the exact same ones you already have set up on your main search campaign. All right. And it's as simple as it's going to be. And then you just hit save. So you already have the conversion tracking set up already because it's already running on the search campaign. So all we're doing is just choosing the same conversion actions. And that's going to allow it to track leads that come from the retargeting campaign. One thing to note, you can do this in the beginning when you're setting up your campaign. As you guys saw in the beginning of this video, there is an option to assign these when you're setting up the campaign. Sometimes we do it that way. Sometimes we do it this way. It really doesn't matter as long as you eventually at some point of the campaign build are just connecting the same conversion goals that are in the search campaign to the retargeting. As long as you do that, you're all good.